It's been several years, well, sort of several, that ever since I reviewed the Stepfather trilogy. Yes, which has become a mainstay for me during Father's Day. And, well, it's time I reviewed the remake after it's been almost 15 years since it came out. But is it really that bad? Well, yes, in a way. So prepare yourselves as I review the 2009 remake of The Stepfather. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2009 psychological horror flick, The Stepfather, released by Screen Gems, directed by Nelson McCormick. Excuse me. It's a remake of the 1987 film the same name, which was loosely based on the crimes of mass murderer John List. The film stars Dylan Walsh as the titular character, along with Sela Ward, Penn Badgely, John Tenney, and please don't hate me or shoot me for saying the name because this was long before that controversy and all that jazz with asserting Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Okay, enough said. Anyway, this film was released on October 16th, 2009. So apparently it's been, well, almost 15 years since this came out. Well, as much as the other films were, this was dissed big time by the critics. It did okay, however. So it mostly did okay. But not 100% great, though. Well, let's get into the story. In a suburban Utah house, Grady Edwards shaves off his beard, dyes his hair, and removes his brown contact lenses. As he leaves, it's revealed that he has murdered his wife and three children. When the police investigate, it is said that another family in New Jersey was murdered in a similar manner not long ago, which causes them to believe there is a serial killer on the loose. Excuse me. Susan Harding, a recently divorced Oregon wife, is shopping in a grocery store with her youngest children, where she meets Gray, who introduces himself as David Harris and claims that his wife and daughter were killed in a car accident. Susan, desperate for love, is charmed by David and she rushes into an engagement to be married in less than 6 months. Susan's eldest son, Michael, returns home from military school and is immediately suspicious of his mother's new fiance. David invites him down to the basement where he has installed locked cabinets and tries successfully to befriend him over tequila shots. However, Michael's suspicions start when David uses the wrong name when mentioning his deceased daughter. After Susan says that a neighbor warned her that America's Most Wanted ran a profile on a serial killer that looks like David, David sneaks into the neighbor's house and throws her down her basement stairs and suffocates her. Jay, Susan's ex husband, angrily confronts David over laying hands on his younger son, Sean, and warns Susan that she knows nothing about him. Doubts about David mount further when he quits his job working as a real estate agent for Susan's sister Jackie to avoid displaying a photo ID or, well, and other forms of identification. Later, Jay confronts David about an apparent lie regarding his college history. David clubs him with a vase and suffocates him with a plastic bag. He sends Michael a text with Jay's phone saying that David checked out okay. When the neighbor's body is discovered 2 weeks later, David tells the family Michael is alarmed because he overheard David being told by the mailman who gave less detail than David tells them. While Michael's girlfriend Kelly tries to get him to focus on cost applications, he grows more obsessed with the contradictions in David's stories. The situation comes to a head when David intercepts an email from Jackie about hiring an investigator. He then goes to Jackie's house and drowns her in her pool. Determined to discover what was in the locked cabinets, Michael breaks into the basement as Kelly keeps a lookout. In the basement, Michael eventually discovers his dad's body in a freezer. David knocks out Kelly and traps Michael in the basement. The commotion awakens Susan, and he berates her parenting skills and says that he thought she could be Mrs. Grady Edwards. On Susan's stunned reaction, David grimaces and asks, "Who am I here?" Susan tries to snap him out of it, causing him to say, "David, I'm David Harris." Alright, now for the ending, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you have seen this movie already, which who could blame you? Well, as I start counting down, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Susan, realizing the situation after noticing the unconscious Kelly, flees to the bathroom, locking herself in. David kicks the door in, shattering the mirror behind it. Susan picks up a shard of the mirror, holding it behind her. David grabs her, they struggle, and she manages to stab him in the neck with the shard. He falls to the floor, apparently dead. Michael escapes from the basement and finds Kelly. They find Susan in the hallway across from the bathroom, thinking David is dead. Then David approaches from behind and blocks the stairs, chasing all of them into the attic, where he and Michael fight. Both fall onto the roof and then off the edge of the roof to the ground, where they lie unconscious. When Michael wakes up, he finds out he had been in a coma for just over a month. He learns that David is still alive and fled the scene before the police arrived. The end scene shows David, who has again changed his appearance and is named Chris Ames. He is working at a hardware store when he meets a woman who is shopping with her 2 sons. End of story. Please stand by. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, yes. So, what did I think of the Stepfather remake? I've only seen this twice, and, well, it's okay and what have you. It's not as good as the original. No way. This is one remake I'd rather refrain from watching. Also, the MPA gave this a PG-13 rating, while the original and its sequels got R ratings, and that's what also didn't make this film any enjoyable. The film did okay. It did better in North America than it did overseas. So it was a minor success, going on to make $31 million worldwide against its $20 million budget. But the film sits at a mere 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying this tepid remake of the 1987 cult classic lacks the tension and satirical undercurrents of the original. Yes, I actually do agree with that. I mean, yes, this can't even hold a candle to the original, to be honest. And of course, Metacritic has a score of 33. The Hollywood Reporter wrote, "This remake turns a fondly remembered horror thriller into a mild and tedious suspense film." Yeah, I kind of say it's kind of weak and what have you, and it's more like it is more of a suspense thriller than a horror thriller. The LA Times wrote of the film being a handsome, thoughtfully crafted production that generates a mounting terror securely anchored by assured performances, consistent psychological persuasiveness, and believable dialogue. Well, that's understandable. Yes, I can accept that. Charlie Clouser's score was fine and what have you. Now, for our cast, we have Dylan Walsh playing the stepfather. Of course, Walsh, of course, was well known for playing Dr. McNamara on FX's Nip Tuck. And of course, more recently, he had played Sam Lane on the CW Superman and Lois. Yes, I thought that name sounded familiar. Now, playing Susan is Sela Ward, who, of course, was well known for her work on the NBC drama series in the 90s, Sisters. She was also on Once and Again and CSI New York. She would start doing that the following year, and more recently, she was on FBI, the new series. Penn Badgely played Michael, and he was fine. He, of course, was already well known for playing Dan Humphrey on Gossip Girl at the time. He's more recently been seen in the Netflix thriller series known as You. So it was alright. Amber Heard, who, after recently appearing in the film Never Back Down, which was another cult classic, plays Kelly, and well, she's fine as well. Now, we have several other names, but most of them I'm not familiar with, except for Paige Turco, who actually, as a matter of fact, played April O'Neil in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequels. Yes, I thought that woman looked familiar when I saw her. Yes. She plays the character Jackie Kearns, the one who gets drowned in the pool. So overall, the cast is okay and what have you. But again, this film's not that great. So, with everything said, the Stepfather remakes does have its suspenseful moments, but it's nowhere as good as the original nor its two sequels. I'd rather watch the second and third films over this one, definitely. So I doubt I'll ever watch this again. Would I recommend the film? No. I'd say avoid this film at all costs. If you want to see a good film called The Stepfather, stick with the original 1987 film with Terry O'Quinn and Jill Schoelen. Yeah, which by the way, that's another big negative I have with the film is because now well, the mother in this film actually has a teenage son who is returning, and well, not a daughter. Boy, yeah. I kind of wasn't too impressed with that. So overall, I'd say avoid the Stepfather remake. It wouldn't be worth your time. No, sir. But you be the judge. So, what did you think of the Stepfather remake from 2009? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make the views grow, make the channel grow. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of Inside Out, which I will be doing in order to promote the release of its sequel. So if you like this, check out my reviews of the original series itself. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the original Stepfather from 1987. The upper right-hand corner is my review of its sequel, Stepfather 2 from 1989. And the bottom left-hand corner is my review of the third film, which was direct-video and TV in 1992. Stepfather 3. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.